The United States would not be the nation that it is today without a little help from some European thinkers. Thanks to a special period in history called the Enlightenment, many of the founding fathers were inspired by the ideas of the Enlightenment philosophers of the 17th and 18th centuries, and those ideas are still visible in the important documents that bind our nation together. Today, we will gain background knowledge of the Enlightenment, and you will then complete activities which show a connection between Enlightenment ideas and two of our founding documents, the Declaration of Independence and the Bill of Rights. The Enlightenment was a period in history during the 1700s. It started in Europe, and by the end of the 18th century, it had spread to the American colonies. Some of the early European Enlightenment thinkers are names that you already recognize. For example, there's Nicholas Copernicus, who provided the heliocentric theory, or the idea that the Earth revolves around the Sun, and not vice versa. Next is Galileo Galilei, the prominent astronomer who defied the Catholic Church. Then, there is Sir Isaac Newton, who gave true understanding to the concept of gravity. Notice that all of these men are scientists. The Enlightenment was a time period that focused on using reason and logic and the scientific method to understand the world. There was less an emphasis on emotionalism of religion to the Enlightenment thinkers. They thought about the world in terms of logical thoughts according to all areas of life, from government to science to economics and more. Two American figures you might recognize as Enlightenment thinkers are Ben Franklin and Thomas Jefferson. Ben Franklin used the scientific method on many well-known experiments, and Thomas Jefferson used Enlightenment principles when drafting the Declaration of Independence and the role of government in society. In fact, one Enlightenment thinker in particular who truly inspired Thomas Jefferson when it came to writing the Declaration of Independence was John Locke. John Locke, who you will research later, believed that government is determined by the consent of the people, that people have natural rights which should be protected by the government, such as life, liberty, and property. Sound familiar? That's because those ideas are right in the openings of the Declaration of Independence, with a minor tweak. We know life, liberty, and property to be life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Now, John Locke is just one Enlightenment thinker of many. Some of the others that you will learn about are Jean-Jacques Rousseau, Thomas Hobbes, Mary Wollstonecraft, Cesar Beccaria, Voltaire, and Charles de Montesquieu. Each one of these Enlightenment thinkers has some sort of presence in our nation's founding documents, and that is what you will be figuring out through your research over the next couple of days. What has each of these Enlightenment thinkers done or thought that has influenced the formation of our nation? You might be surprised what you find.